New Zealand has a hugely varying landscape which brings with it a great diversity of hunting opportunities. Unfortunately, this also means the boot best suited to the likes of your North Island bush hunting probably isn't going to be the ideal choice for your South Island alpine hunting. We've talked previously that a lot about boot selection is driven by a boot shank, the hard piece of material between the insole and outsole, which controls the boot's rigidity. Obviously for bush stalking flatland, you're better off with a more flexible soled boot that is softer and quieter, while in steeper alpine country, you'll need a more rigid full shank type boot to ease the pressure and load on your feet and legs when cutting steep sidles and the like. For an all-round New Zealand hunting boot that's a good compromise over many of the above factors, we and many other Kiwis recommend the tried and tested Lower Tibet. They're semi-rigid, strap-on crampon compatible, offer great out-of-the-box comfort, and will cover you for most hunting adventures up to the steep snow and ice. A recent offering from Lower that offers some good competition to the Tibet is the new High Country Evo GTX. With similar rigidity, the main distinctions between these boots are the High Country's taller rubber rand and free-flowing lace system with roller eyelets, similar to the Alpine series. For predominantly South Island mountain hunters who are frequently crossing rocky scree slopes and other sharp terrain, the High Country is an ideal choice as the larger rand is going to give your boot far greater protection. The effect of the weight of your boot on your speed of stride and energy levels is probably something most hunters have never considered. There's an old saying that 1 pound on your feet is equal to 5 pounds in your pack, and although it's a hard one to qualify, I'm sure we can all agree that lighter footwear is generally less tiring, recalling on those times of swinging mud and waterlogged boots up a hill and the extra energy it required. Obviously, the very nature of hunting means you're likely going to be carrying a heavy pack at some stage, so you do need good foot and ankle support to bear those loads that comes with the more heavily constructed boots. For this very reason, we've switched to the Seaver Darleys for a lot of our alpine expeditions, which weigh 825 grams per boot, and we believe they're a good compromise for alpine tahr, deer and chamois hunters. Admittedly, they're a bit stiffer and take more time to wear in than the Tibet or High Country, but the weight saving on your freedom of stride is certainly instantly noticeable. For the coldest winter alpine hunts or when ice climbing and every inch of your boot's rigidity is tested, we'd then recommend the Alpine Expert. With 400 grams of Primaloft insulation, this boot is the warmest of Lower's range here in New Zealand, which your toes will be thankful for on those extremely cold winter trips. And if you're doing serious crampon work or prefer a really stiff and supportive boot, its hard carbon shank will give your feet and legs the greatest break from the steep hill work. Weighing in at 870 grams per boot, they're still relatively light considering their stiff construction. If you're a frequenter of mountain country and want one boot to do it all, you're still going to be hard pressed to look past the great all-rounder Tibet or its new big brother, the High Country. But if you've ever considered adding a second pair of boots to your kit, hopefully this tip has provided some good food for thought about potential options. Of course, if you want to try any of these boots out for yourself, head on down to your local Hunting and Fishing New Zealand store and have a chat with their hunting experts.